Hi, I'm Alan, and this is Alan's Firearms, and I'm welcoming you here today to do something fun and interesting. Today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to gold fill, white fill, or red fill with these lacquer sticks, engravings, or roll stamps to give your gun some bling and some more interest. It's a lot of fun to do. It takes a little time and practice to get it to really look good, but you really can't screw it up either because it's easily reversible. It takes a few days for it to harden, so while you're working on it, if you don't like what you see, a little gun cleaner will take out the lacquer right off and you'll be just where you started. So you can do it over and over again until you get it right, and it's a good way to practice. Now, what are we actually talking about? We're talking about taking a gun like this. Now there's some roll stamping here and here on the gun that you really can't see, but we want to add a little bling and make it so you can see it. And this works with either roll stamps, any deep or semi-deep impressions on the gun, or engraving. Now take a look at that one. See how it has long rifle in white and Smith & Wesson in white? Well, both guns have the exact same stamps on it, but this one you can see and this one you can't. So, without any further ado, let's get to the workbench and start coloring. Okay, so here we are at the workbench with our two firearms. The first one has the white filling on it, which you can easily see now. Okay, this was, one side was factory done, which I believe this is the side that was factory done. This, they didn't do this side for some reason, so I did it. Now, I'm going to show you how this works. As you can see here, there's the roll stamp. These are the lacquer sticks. And if you want to buy them, you can get them at Brownell's Firearms, Brownell's Gun Supply. They're called Laquarstick Fill and Paint. They have a red one, they have a gold one, and they have a white one. Now, I've used the red very few times, but a lot of people who do the ARs like to do it with red, like the Spikes Tactical. The gold looks great, very rich looking. I'll show you one that I've done with the gold. That is a PT 24/7 that we did the gold inlay on this. This is very fine typeface on here, so it's a lot it's harder to do. And with a little practice, you can get it done, though it does not look as good as when you have it deep like this. So that's a gold-filled one. So let's start with this. We're going to take this. Now this softens pretty quickly with just your body heat, so I'm just going to remold the tip of this a little bit, make it a little finer, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to push it down in here, small circular motions to let it grab into the places where there's a roll stamp. And I'm going to do a little, go to the side a little bit because it's pushing out to the side, and I just to keep it even, and you want to get that in there. Now I'm going to push down a little bit and drag my finger to do two things: to pack it in and wipe it off. So now I'm just going to wipe that off. I'm going to take a gun cleaning patch and just finish off wiping it. I got a little down in there, so I'll get that out. And there we go. It's that quick and that easy. Take a look at that. Now, it takes a few days for this stuff to harden. So right now, if I had a mistake, if I had an error that I wanted to erase, I could spray it with some gun cleaner like this, and I can clean that out of there. You see how it's coming up? Takes a little work, but I can get that all out of there with a little work with some gun cleaner. And if you use a solvent like strike hold, it would totally just rip it right out. I'm not going to use the strike hold because it would also make it very difficult for me to go in and redo it. This is good for, I want to get this out of here, and then you'd have to wipe it down, let it dry, clean it with gun cleaner, and start over again. This is just easier not to do that. And that is something I did forget I should have done. I happen to know that this gun was just cleaned with gun cleaner not too long ago when I first got this gun into the shop, because all new guns I clean. But I should have done that as part of the example. So there's a couple of spots on here. I don't like the way they came out. I'll just go over it again. Clean up the shadow. Now, the Smith & Wesson on here, I don't like the factory. They whiten the Smith & Wesson, but for some reason it's not as bright as this whiting. So I'm going to add a little bit of this stuff to here. That looks a lot better. Okay, so there, that looks a lot better. I got some, this does get on your fingers, it gets on everything if you're not careful. Okay, so now here we go with the other side. And so what I'm going to do on this side is I am going to hit it with some gun cleaner first of all, real quick. And get it up and off of there. And the reason I'm hitting it with the gun cleaner is it holds better when it's on a clean gun. Okay, so there we go. And I take the white and I just work it in there. Once I get enough on there, I can just rub back and forth with my finger a little bit, get it down into the crevices, and then wipe it right off. And look at that. So how do you like that? Look good? I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. I'm just going to clean up my fingers a little bit, get this stuff off of my hands. This product, by the way, that I use is Strike Hold. I highly recommend it. It comes in much bigger bottles. It's much cheaper to get it in those bottles. I buy the big bottles and refill my little ones. And here we go. So now I have my two guns matching. Okay? And that's it. So I hope that if you decide to get a little creative in your spare time, you go out, you just go to brownells.com and you can find these sticks online and give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy doing it. I think you'll have some fun. Thanks a lot for joining me at Allen's Firearms. Till next time.